So today I'm finally going to do a video that has been highly requested, and it's about running, and if I have like tips on how I started running and my experience as a runner, I suppose. I never was someone athletic. I hated running. I tried so many times and I failed so many times. So I feel like if someone like me can manage to run and enjoy running, it probably means everyone can do that as well. I used to really dislike sport, any kind of sport really, and that even in primary school, apart from like going to the swimming pool because we had to wear a swimming suit, I think the one I disliked the most was probably running because it felt so painful. I thought it was boring, painful, and really like I couldn't really understand why people would force their body to do something that was so harsh. I've always had this very bad relationship with sports and, you know, just working out and moving your body. I used to feel like it was really hard, really embarrassing, really hard, like physically, but mostly emotionally and psychologically, because it made me feel like shit, really, basically. When I came to Paris, I did gain a little bit of weight, about 8 kilos, I would say, the first 2 years, and I really wanted, first of all, to lose that weight, but also I wanted to, you know, feel like I could achieve something. I wanted to feel in control. I wanted to be healthier and empowered. So with my roommate, I remember my ex-roommate, I remember we used to go to the swimming pool, which I really didn't like and didn't have any effects on my body at all. I also remember trying to work out at home. I didn't like it, found it really boring, and I don't think it really worked either. Because I think running is the best sport out there. It's like the hardest but also the most rewarding sport out there. I tried a few times, never worked. I remember when I was running, at first I couldn't breathe, was getting all red, like on my arms, my face, my chest. My head would hurt, I would get really hot. Well, bad experience. My sister started running and I felt like, oh my god, I really want to do it as well. I remember at first it was really hard for me because I felt really self-conscious basically. The hardest thing of all was not especially to go out and run, it was to know that people would see me running, because obviously I couldn't run for very long at all. I couldn't run very well. I didn't like my body at all, so, you know, exposing my body and exposing my weakness was really hard. It took me a lot of will, not motivation, it's more of a discipline. I was like, okay, I want to get better and I want to get better at doing that and I want to achieve some things, so it's hard and there are many things around it that I feel really uncomfortable with, but I have to ignore those things in order to get better. Now, I really understand when people tell me and I feel really uncomfortable and really self-conscious and I don't want people to judge me or people to make fun of me. It's really hard to start at a point where you feel very weak and very bad when you're doing something. Like when I started running, I couldn't even run for like 5 minutes straight, which sounds really lame. It was really kind of embarrassing, but what I thought was, if I never ever confront this situation now, this state that I am in, I'm never gonna improve and I'm never gonna get to the point I want to reach. This state that you really hate and that you're in right now, it's something that's not gonna be you forever if you take, you know, the chance and the opportunity that you have now to go out and improve yourself. I was following at first a plan that was like, you have to run 1 minute and then you walk 1 minute and then you run 1 minute and then you walk 1 minute, and you do that like 7 times. I think you do it 3 times a week or something like that, and basically each week they will change your plan. So it was probably the following week running 2 minutes and walking 1 minute, 2 minutes, blah blah blah, something like that, to the point you could run 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I remember the first time that I ran, like, I think it was 8 minutes without, you know, stopping. I felt so proud of myself. It was, you know, it was a big deal for me. It was really something I was impressed with and really happy about. Before that, even though I was, you know, being consistent with running, I didn't enjoy it. I was like, oh my god, how can they run for so long? And the first time I could run like 8 minutes without stopping, I felt this, like when you start running and it's nice, like you don't feel pain, you don't feel like you're forcing yourself to run, it's kind of automatic and it's very natural. I was like, oh my god, if that's what it feels like to run when you're comfortable, you know, and when you're stronger, that's amazing. I want to feel that, and I want to feel that for longer distances. In the beginning, it was not much, you know, I was running like 10 minutes, I was really happy about that. Then I could run like 1 kilometer, then 2 kilometers, and that was amazing for me. It's very little when you think about it, but you have to start somewhere. It's important to trust the process and be patient, because really, I have to be honest with you, I never ever in my whole life thought that I could run like I run now. And I think no one who knew me would ever think that I would run this way. Personne n'aurait cru que j'allais courir comme ça? Ouais. Really. But now I can run 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. I run 10 kilometers in a bit less than 1 hour. And I can do it twice a week. Just crazy. I started running last summer. I would run 3-4 times a week. I was so happy seeing the progress, really. And there were times when I didn't really want to go, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't have anything with do you want to go. It's do you have to go. Because obviously I was at a point where I really wanted to improve, and I knew I had to be really disciplined with myself, you know. But the thing I also learned is you will never regret going for a run, but you will probably regret not going. Even if you go out and you just run a little bit, it's still better than doing nothing. You know? Next, I remember that I managed to run 10 kilometers last summer after probably 3 months of running, and now I run on average, I would say 10 kilometers, probably more like 12. I would say, like yesterday I went for a run and I ran 10.5, but I think it was closer to 11. For me now it has become very natural. Sometimes I have to force myself a little bit, it's not always easy. So yeah, just a little bit of my story to show you that no, I didn't come from a very athletic past. I didn't do any sports when I was younger. I didn't like it, but I did it with willpower, discipline and pleasure, really. I think it's very important to do it for the good reasons and to enjoy it. Just embrace the journey. I was really proud of myself, and I don't think anything in my life has ever made me that proud and that empowered than running. Actually, even though I don't wear makeup, my hair is not nice, and I'm wearing sports clothes, most of the time I would say I feel the most confident is probably when I'm running. So now if I have any tips, I would definitely say that being consistent is really the key. Then it's important to find when you want to run. My sister likes running when it's bright and sunny outside, and she likes running on morning. I'm definitely not that kind of person. I like to run at night if possible. Like for me the best time would be 10 p.m. You also have to take in consideration how you feel with food inside of your body. Like I like running when I have very little food inside of me. Everyone's different, but you also have to take that in consideration. Then I would say the shoes are really important. When I started running with really shitty shoes, and now I can feel the difference very much. I think it's also good to have someone to run with you at first if you really feel uncomfortable. It's also important to respect your own rhythm. Everyone runs differently, and if you run too fast or if you run too slow, it's not gonna work. Some people also like to run, you know, like in parks and just do like circles and circles and circles. I don't like running like that. I like going from a point A to a point B, and what I find really exciting is to plan, you know, like my itinerary, whatever. So setting yourself goals might be a good idea. So if there are any runners out there who would like to share their tips as well, feel free to let them in the comments below. Let's try to help one another, because really running has made me feel so much happier. I like everyone to be able to appreciate that and see that really you can go beyond your limits. You can do things that you never thought you would be able to do, and you're much stronger than you think you are. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, guys. I hope it was a little bit interesting and not too much all over the place, and I will definitely talk to you soon. Bye!